The victims were homeless, the attacks were random, and for 2 months no one knew who was behind them.
Welcome to Love and Murder. Heartbreak to Homicide, your Florida Man Friday edition. We are Kai's AI co-hosts, bringing you your Wednesday and Friday episodes, which Kai writes. I'm AI Jensen, joined by Jane and Jessica. We invite you to listen to this episode until the end, and if you like our retelling, then don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on so you don't miss a case. Another way you can subscribe is through our Patreon, patreon.com/loveandmurder. You can subscribe for free where you do get some benefits, but if you want more cases, case files, and to help keep Love and Murder as one of the voices of the victims, then join using one of our bonus tiers, patreon.com/loveandmurder. Now let's get into this Florida Man Friday. Side note, this case is a sample of what you get in the Patreon with our SKC Serial Killer Corner. Also, this case is still ongoing, so you know the drill. Everything said here is alleged. Let's get into it.
This case started on October 16, 2021. Around 9 p.m., 2 witnesses heard a man yelling for help outside a business in downtown Miami, Florida. One of them looked out and saw someone repeatedly stabbing the man on the ground. That victim was 59-year-old Manuel Perez. He was homeless and had been sleeping outside. Surveillance video from a nearby business caught a man approaching, stabbing, and then fleeing. But detectives had no name for the man in the footage, and the case went cold. 2 months later, on December 21st, another call came in. A man was found with a gunshot wound to the head in the 400 block of Southwest 2nd Avenue. He was also homeless. This victim was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital in critical condition and fortunately survived. Just 2 hours later, another homeless man was shot 5 times and killed while sleeping on the sidewalk in Miami's Wynwood neighborhood. That victim was 56-year-old Jerome Antonio Price. Ballistics analysis confirmed that the same caliber weapon was used in the earlier attack. State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle said in a press conference,
In this instance, the targeted population was Miami-Dade's homeless men sleeping outdoors in our community. Having an unknown killer targeting random victims is an unprecedented crime.
There were no known connections between the victims other than all being homeless men. After the last attack, surveillance video from the area caught a black Dodge Charger circling the block, pulling up, and then a burst of gunfire. 5 9mm shell casings were recovered at the scene. The killer didn't even get out of the car. However, that video footage gave detectives a break. They were able to make out the last few digits of the license plate. This allowed them to trace it to a 2015 black Dodge Charger registered to someone named Willy Suárez Maceo. 25-year-old Willy was a licensed real estate broker operating for Century 21 in various South Florida locations like Miami, Kendall, South Miami, and Palmetto Bay. He cultivated a public persona as a social media influencer, sharing tips on property investment and buying and portraying himself as a young entrepreneur in the vibrant South Florida real estate market. His online profiles showed a smiling, well-dressed professional posing with luxury cars and attending cryptocurrency conferences. Willy had graduated from Miami Sunset Senior High School. He had no previous criminal history in Florida and held a valid concealed weapons permit. His few prior interactions with police were minor, such as reporting a stolen license plate sticker or a text message argument. On December 23, 2021, just 2 days after the last shooting, Willy was arrested. Detectives found him sitting in that same car outside his real estate office. During a pat-down, a loaded black Glock 99mm handgun was found in his right front waistband. He was initially jailed on a trespassing charge. Ballistics later matched Willy's 9mm bullets to casings found at both December shooting scenes. Surveillance photos of the suspect, quote, appears to show a man who looks exactly like Maceo. Now police started asking whether the October stabbing might be connected. Sure enough, video from that night showed the same Charger circling the block. When they compared photos of the October suspect to Maceo, same build, same look. Later, his charges were upgraded to 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Police said that Willy was a serial predator, hunting Miami's most vulnerable. He pleaded not guilty. His public defender, Kendall Rinko, said,
"While a gun and car were linked to the crime, Mr. Maceo is never seen carrying out the shooting."
In 2024, Judge Lodi Jean ruled that Willy was mentally incompetent to stand trial. He was transferred to a state hospital for psychiatric treatment. After several months of medical care, Willy was then declared competent to face criminal proceedings in December 2024. His trial resumed in 2025. According to police records, Willy legally bought his Glock in 2018. A year later, his family began noticing mental health issues. By 2020, his parents called 911 because their son was making paranoid accusations and repeatedly racking the slide on his Glock. They left the house. When police arrived, they found Willy armed and rambling incoherently. Officers implemented the Baker's Act, meaning he was taken to a hospital for a 72-hour psychiatric evaluation. Under Florida law, his gun was seized temporarily. But when doctors discharged him, officers were legally required to return it. The department considered filing a risk protection order to keep the gun away, but ultimately decided it didn't meet the legal threshold.
Pause here. How does that make sense? You have a man whose family called to say he was having a mental health crisis. His family, the people who know him best. Police arrived and agreed with the family. They put him in a mental health facility, and after only 3 days, doctors, who just met him, deem him mentally stable. And not just mentally stable, but stable enough to get his gun back?
I agree. Knowing this, I think that everyone who allowed him to go free, and especially allowed him to get his gun back, needs to be held accountable.
What do you think? Do you agree, or can you come up with an excuse as to why he was released?
During the preliminary hearing, the judge asked,
"Is the state seeking the death penalty at this time?"
The prosecution responded,
The state will file a notice of intent to seek the death penalty.
Despite the evidence presented, Willy continues to say that he's innocent. He is now 28 years old and remains in jail awaiting trial. If convicted, he could be the first real estate agent in Florida history sentenced to death for serial murder. What are your thoughts on this case?
June was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. A lot of men don't focus on their mental health. It used to be a stigma for men to go and get therapy, speak about their feeling, or talk about what they're going through. Well, I don't think it's a stigma anymore. And even if it is, who cares? Take care of yourself. Do what you need to do to better yourself, not what other people think you should do.
This goes for everyone, by the way.
So if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health or in crisis, confidential and free, 24/7 help is available. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. If you are in need of support but not in crisis, consider reaching out to a warm line at mhanational.org/WARM-lines.
Don't wait till it gets out of hand. Get help now. And that's all we have for you today. If you want to hear more SKC cases, then don't hesitate to join the Patreon at the $5 a month tier. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your support. And we'll see you in the next episode.